Good. I want you to know they picked Manny as player of the game. They picked Gausmen, but Gausman wanted to get into his workout before the plane left. No, that was fun to watch. Very much like Gau's outing. That was impressive. I thought the seventh inning was the most impressive inning he had. You could tell he was going to carry good stuff. His secondary stuff was really good. That's probably the best secondary stuff he's had this year.
Well, we talked about the statistical midpoint.
Pardon?
And the statistical
Not there
midpoint
yet.
was today. Well, today was. I mean, statistically, 81 games.
Oh, we were one short, really?
Yeah,
That's
81.
how often I'm looking at standings and games played.
But, you know, you're leaving here, you're not coming back for almost 2 weeks. And
11 days.
Manny homers and Gausman pitches the way he did. And I know you've talked about, you know, you get guys like that going in the second half, this could be a different story. Was it, you know, I mean, when you look at that, do you think, you know, that this could be the start of something?
I hope so. I hope so. I'm not one that, y'all know, says, okay, this happens, so everything's going to just fall in place. But it's something that has to happen for us to get where we need to get. You know, it's not just Kevin. It's all our guys. And some starters that are down in Norfolk that have to take place of people having babies, you know. So, you know, I've said many times about the Norfolk and Bowie rosters, how we have to do it. So, but, you know, Kevin, I thought he kind of built on his last outing, too. He was pretty good last time, so we know he's capable of better. You know, we're basically a five-city road trip we're in the middle of. You know, Tampa and Toronto and here and, you know, back out to Milwaukee and Minnesota. And then I guess it'd be six because everybody's going to another town there. So it certainly challenges your packing skills. We'll see. But, you know, had a good day out of Chris today. Zach feels good. You know, JJ's making progress, so, you know, we'll try to keep looking at it as half full.
Kind of going on that too, when you answered Genz's question earlier about the midway point, about the tempo and how much that's affected by starting pitching. When Kevin goes out and pitches the way he does,
Was
is
it
that
9
the
or 10
way?
pitches first inning?
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought that set the tone. I'll tell you a little part of the game, and I'll get back to what is, you know, Joey sack bunt and then running the ball out. It may sound like a little thing that's, why should that be something that stands out, but it makes a pitcher hurry. Guys bunt that ball and start trotting down there. He looks at the ball and thinks about it and what have you. And, you know, guys that run down the line peripherally, you know, he's moving and you speed up your clock a little bit. I've said many times that guys make mistakes up here when their clock gets sped up. And the great players don't have it affect them when the game speeds up. But what was your original question?
Just the notion that, you know, how much.
No, it set the tone.
Set the tone, just the tempo throughout the game.
You know, it's something that, you know, we've talked to the pitchers about, and, you know, you can only have great tempo if you're pitching pretty well. There are some exceptions, but I think some of the crispness to the defense is directly related to it. Kevin really, you know, we're on and off the field and 3 hitters in the first inning, and everybody comes in and goes, okay, because, you know, this is 4 straight day games. 5 or 6 cities that we're visiting here in the last 2 weeks. I mean, this is a challenging time, and we've talked about this. This is a time you got to separate yourself.
What's he doing the last 2 starts that he?
Breaking ball has been a little crisper. A couple little things that Roger and him have done. I'm not going to get into that and say, well, you know, Roger's not one of those guys, all my pitching coaches, to go out there and conduct a press conference after somebody pitches well, because the next time they go out there and don't pitch well, you can't find them. You know, that's not what hitting coaches, pitching coaches, you know, if people could walk around and see the work that goes on, they would wonder why guys don't pitch it, you know, pitch like Kevin does every time. But it's hard. The other team's good too. And but sooner or later, guys revert to their track record if you stay with them, if they're healthy.
On that subject, Machado's home run, he's had a tough first half average-wise, but he does still have some power numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Are you okay with, you know?
You know, Manny, believe me, Manny's had a lot of different emotions this first half of the season, you know, and through it, there are quite a few people would love to have everything that he, you know, the defense he's played, the runs he's driven in, the power numbers, with the exception of the batting average. But, you know, I've talked to him a lot about that. That's something that doesn't happen overnight. You know, you can't try to get 3 or 4 hits the first at bat. You just, it's kind of a tick, tick, tick thing. You know, you just try to continue to have quality at bats. Think about this. You know, he's probably leading our club in balls hit hard that have been caught. And his first at bat, he hits a sharp ball right up the middle, and the guy makes a great play on it. The mental toughness comes from not going, here we go again. It comes from going back up there and hitting a ball on the screws for a 3-run homer, which, was a key offensive blow of the game.
You decided that Zach is going to pitch it.
Frederick. Yeah, there's too many variables that are working against us. For one, getting out on a plane that could be raining and storming when the plane's supposed to leave, and disrupting that whole schedule and standing around the airport as we all have done. Getting up there and having rain issues, start, stop, and pitching at 11, 12 o'clock at night maybe. Now, I'm sure I've jinxed Frederick. They'll probably have a sprinkler break tomorrow and something, but it fits the best. And the competition, the Bowie competition, and Zach telling me that at this point the competition, and it gets him a direct flight to Milwaukee the next day as opposed to have to go through 2 or 3 cities from Norfolk to go to Milwaukee. That's the things that I weighed and we weighed, just decided it was better. We even thought about giving him a hard work day today and activate on Tuesday, but we want to stay with the schedule and finish this plan. This is what he needs to do. I told y'all Chris is throwing it well today, right?
Yeah, so what happens with that?
With what?
Basically, what's the next step with
Chris? We've got it mapped out now all the way through. If everything falls in place, then it would be the first game after the break that he'd be active, if everything goes perfectly. But he will not be taking his all-star break somewhere other than Frederick and Delmarva if things go well. Hopefully, the plan is for him to work out with us that last day and have followed there. If he gets through, I think tomorrow's a big day, Dan. If he comes in and is not sore from the throwing, he was telling me how great his arm felt. He said, man, it's the best my arm's felt all year. 2 weeks off. Or something else came up. Can't think of it. If I do, I'll tell Jim. Good. Tillman? No, they're having a big appointment in the morning. They may go forward with that tomorrow, but we've got to hold the paternity thing as long as we can. We can't start it today. We could start it and potentially, if they go into the delivery phase tomorrow, then we could take a player for a day. I'm not sure illegal if we can. I've got to check that, whether you could take a position player, say, and then flip him for the start of the next day. I don't know if they let you. And it's a maximum of 3, but it can be less than 3.